morning, everyone. It's a lovely morning, and as you can see, I have been doing a lot of work. It's been fun. It's been a lot of just sitting on the couch listening to audiobooks late at night. And I've decided I want to do something a little different to finish it up, because we're leaving on our trip tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. And I want to have this finished so that I can take these with me or wear them down, you know, because comfy pants on a long drive, it's gonna be a nine plus hour drive. And we are stopping an hour before we get to our final destination to do some scuba diving with the manatees. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be so much fun. But in the meantime, I'll go over what I've done. Of course, I took out those invisible stitches. Well, there's one that I missed, but let's see. Ta-da, there we go. Took that one out. There's a couple that got stuck behind some other stuff. Okay, so there we go. All the invisible stitching, oh, minus one. Okay. And there it goes. Okay, so all the invisible stitching is now out. As you can see, so no more little divots, and once it's washed and dried a good time, then that'll definitely, those will all disappear fully. So I've incorporated a lot of thread in this. As you can see, I've done the size 3s. This was a size 3, this is a size 3. I've brought in the 5s, I've brought in the 8s, I've even brought in some stranded cotton, just DMC stranded cotton. I had colors in my color palette. I have a ton of DMC, so I just brought in single and double strands here and there of that, just to add texture and depth, and just because. So, but I decided, as I said in the first video, I'm not sure if this is going to be part 2 or part 3, but my material comes way down here, and I don't want to cut that off and waste it after stitching whatever I stitch down here. But I decided that instead of doing this, and I'll probably come over here and add one more thing to kind of make it symmetrical across here. So I'll add something else over here, embroidery wise, but I thought I would do some little peekaboo windows down here. So I think I can get 1, 2, 3 peekaboo windows in down here. So I'm gonna need the scissors, and I'm gonna have to decide. So let's see, and I pinned this up to make it easier to get to everything instead of having to deal with all that excess material. So let's see what's up here in this little, oh, there's this little bird. Okay, so I can do I can do a circle. Sorry, the cat's behind me. I was trying to figure out what the cat was doing, but I forget I can't turn my head, so sorry guys. So we could do a circle around the bird, or we could do a square around the bird. What else is there? There's more of these birdies. Let's see. Where do they fall? What's in this little area? Just flowers in this area. I guess I could just do one with the flowers, like this little bird is close to some mushrooms, so I could include those in that window. I could come over where I have those 2 birds that are this bird up here. I could do windows around those two. But that leaves, so what could I do up here? Oh, there's another one of those birds. I could do the bird, so I could do that bird, that bird, and then go back up over here to that bird. So I could do four. I could do 4 peekaboo windows. Let's see. Would that be even numbers? Even numbers. I like odd numbers. In doing that would be 4 and then 5, so that would still be an odd number, I guess. That would we could do that. We're gonna do that. Okay, nobody panic. Okay, so that's the gray and white, and that's green and white, and another gray and white. Sorry guys, I got strangled on my hot tea this morning, and I can't seem to get unstrangled. I haven't used these yet, so do I want to bring these in or bring back in the stranded? Where are you coming from here? Oh. Oh, poo. I hate when they bury it. Oh, it's coming the other way. Did I find it? I thought I found it. Maybe I found it. Still semi-buried. Where are you? There. Okay. I like that contrast. I did end up using a good bit of this, which is a silk wool blend. I ended up, and it's more of a purple, but it does have some gray tones and some pink tones in it too. It's a lovely variegated purple. So I used it up here in these, and then right here, and I used that stranded cotton, and I just brought it in for some accents over here. Goodness, I cannot get unstrangled. I found this. I think that's going to be too dark in the brown though, so I'm not going to do that. So I could do I may do double running stitch. I may do double running stitch and use both of those. Okay, so for now, do I stitch first and then cut, or I think I need to like mark where lots of traffic this morning, and I have to remind myself I can't turn my head to see what's going on. Okay, so we'll do our first peekaboo window, and I may have to cut some of this out. Is that going to be too thick? That feels pretty thin though. Let's see, what else do I have? go with that one. Let's cut that fuzzy off. Is this not working this morning? I usually have no problems threading a needle, and then this morning it just wants to be difficult. Why are you doing that? The eye is not that small. Okay, I lied, so we are going to have to keep dealing with that. And this is a pretty, I mean, this is a size 8, so it's pretty thin. Okay, so now then, if I come up and I check, I want to come up a good bit away from it and give it a good circle around it, because I'm going to cut the material, but then it's also going to roll. So I want it to roll, but I want it to roll naturally, and I don't want it to roll and cover up my stitches. So there's my bird. Oh, that's a come on, I'm done. Okay, now then, time of truth, time of truth. Now then, I don't want to cut through the material underneath, so I'm just going to make a little pocket here and pull that up. Oh, why are these not cutting? No, are these the only scissors I have out here? Oh, no, I have these. Let's see if these will work. Boy, that just echoed all over the place, didn't it? Oh, those almost didn't want to work. My husband may be irritated with me. Maybe I should stick to using those with editing this video, since I have coughed and cleared, and I don't want to cut too. Peekaboo, there's a little bird. Uh-oh. I got a little close down there. Let's see. Again, turn sideways. Oops, got a little close over there. Let's see. Let's do. Well, it'll be alright anyways. I think it'll still roll, but I think we need to take a little more off over here just to make it semi-symmetrical. Since I got a little scissor happy over there. So, peekaboo. There's our little bird, and I didn't stitch across his tail, so I think I'll give it, because it needs it's going to need one there, but then it'll roll. It'll roll all the way around when it's washed. So then it might cover up my stitches, but that's okay. And I may come in later at a later date when I'm not in a rush to wear them, or I have more time, you know, to spend on them, and do some more embellishment around the peekaboo windows. Like I said, I still want to come up over here and put something else in over here to kind of, you know, make it symmetrical this way, instead of kind of looking lopsided and leaning. Then it'll be more like this. So I will put something else here. Now then, there was nothing good up in there, but we did have this, but that's pretty close to that. So how and I don't have to do the whole mushroom, I can just do the top, but that's gonna come in pretty close to that. So I could just do windows themselves in these little indents and just see what we get. There is another bird, another gray bird directly over here, so I can get him in, and then here we would just get foliage. I would come down, because I would get the bird's belly up in there, but then he's partially cut off by this stitch anyways, so I would come down some and just do a circle here. I think I like that better. So I want it to be here. Now then, since we're just getting foliage, and I did the grays to match the bird, what do I want to do here? I could do the greens. They kind of blend. I could do the pinky peaches. And I think I already have one of these on a needle up here. One. Pretty sure this one is the darker. Yeah, it's that one. So I've got 2 strands. This is just DMC stranded cotton. I have 2 strands, so again we'll just do can't see. I'm gonna guess at it. Guess at it. The sun's coming out from behind that tree. Try to make these a little smaller than those over there as far as the gaps between. Maybe. I went ahead and finished up my little peekaboo windows. I think they turned out super cute. I will do later more embellishments. I am going to add something over here. What do I have out here with me? Let's see, we could bring some lighter over here because that's pretty heavy and dark. So we could do, oh, I like that. We could do another one of those over here. Yeah, we could do another one of those. I came back to show you my pants. I finished. Super cute, super cute. Didn't get far enough out on the beak, but I think when that curls up, it'll be fine. Same thing for the tail of that one, maybe the tail of that one. This one was a bit higher up and closer to this edge than this one was. So a little more. And I didn't make this very big, so I may end up later on making this a little bit bigger, just like rounding out this edge maybe a little bit more. And I don't think there's much I can do about this one. I might could bring this side out just a little bit further. But the grandbabies have gone home. I finished up this. It turned out super cute. I'm just loving this. It's so fun and whimsical and just super cute. Like, the pants as a whole just are super cute. But then I also promised to show you the other pants that I have done. So I brought those out with me. So this is one pair I did. Actually, this is the second pair of pants that I did. And it turned out just super cute. Just loving that. And I get so many compliments on these when I wear these. Same thing for these. So this is the pocket that I always stick my phone in, and this hole, I kept sticking the corner of my phone into this hole. And I was afraid I was like really going to rip that pocket out. So I put this material in, and then I stitched around it to hold it in place and to keep it. Actually, I did the stitching before I did the material, so I had to go back in and put some stitches in to hold the material in. So there's a little extra stitching in there, but it was fine. So that's the pocket, but then these are the first pants that I did. So there's actually two different things going on here. So these holes kept ripping bigger. So I just outlined these holes first, and then I put these cream flowers in, and then I put this extra string in here because when you put them on, they kind of fall open and you can't see the stuff. And then with the same, I came back over here and I put in some more flowers. And then about a year later, I got brave enough to attempt putting my little flower garden in up here, and it turned out super cute, I think. And then this leg, the same thing with this. I outlined the hole to keep it from getting bigger, and did some leaves and some flowers, and those were the first things that I did. And then I got brave enough to come in and on this side, like I did a flower garden on this side, and on this side I did a bouquet. And so turned out so cute. So cute. So, and then my jacket, after doing my pants, I was like, I really want to do something else. So the back of this jacket was just a blank canvas. So I was just like, this is perfect. And this I got brave enough to do some silk ribbon on for this one. So this one is a lot of silk ribbon. Like there's some DMC pearl cotton in here, and there's even wool, and that may even be a wool silk blend, and that's a pearl cotton, and there's metallics in here, and then I even put some beads. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's beads in there, and I put some metallic threads in here, but I did a lot of silk ribbon. Just I hadn't used a whole lot of it, so every section of this has silk ribbon in it, in as many colors as I had at that time, which I have a few more now. And the ones I have now are the hand dyeds that I showed you earlier, and I haven't used those yet. But these were just the straight dyes. And I figured with this being on the back of a jacket, it would be a little more protected. I didn't really want to use the silk ribbons on the pants, just because, you know, pants just get so much wear and tear. So I didn't do it there. But anyways, I just love this. Turned out so pretty. I was so proud of that. But anyways, I have just had so much fun doing it. And these pants, so now they're done. They're ready to go into the suitcase for the trip. Like I said, we're leaving super early in the morning. So either they will be on me in the morning, heading out the door to be super comfy in the car on the way down, or they will be in my suitcase going to going down with me. So we're going to have lots of fun. I'll try to get videos of all the fun stuff we do while we're down there and share that with you. But anyway, just wanted to show you these and share all of my other fun stuff. Bye.